Hi, Dee. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Sarah.
Well, let's get started. Could you tell us a little bit about community transit?
Sure. Community Transit is just north of Seattle. We have a population in Snohomish County of about 840,000 people. Um, our, our service provides BRT, paratransit, commuter, local service, and van pool. We have about 400 buses in our active fleet.
Oh, very cool. Very nice. And so, jumping into what the project was, what was your original plan for your communication solution? Did you initially plan for a VoIP solution?
No, we didn't. When I started at Community Transit, we had reserved some funds to replace our land mobile radio system with a P25 system. And looking out into the future with regard to other intelligent transportation systems technologies we were going to put on board the coaches, we felt like a communications platform might be a better approach. So in 2015, we went about investigating what cellular could do for us, and as a byproduct of that, we selected VoIP.
Great. You went with a VoIP solution. Was there any sort of cost savings that came with that?
There's actually a tremendous cost savings. Installing the communication platform and going with the voice over IP solution saved us about $13 million. So it was 50% of the original capital budget. It also saves us about $600,000 a year on our operating budget.
Wow, that's pretty significant.
Yes.
And so, what was your main priority when selecting a communication provider?
We were really looking for a systems integrator. We had an existing computer-aided dispatch system or dispatch software we wanted to integrate with, and we needed a reliable and proven solution, which is why we selected Clever.
So, besides a system integrator, what sort of functionality led you to choose Clever Devices and Celrado as your communication platform for community transit?
I think first and foremost, we selected Celrado because it was a proven technology. At the time, which was right around 2016, there weren't a lot of opportunities with regard to technology in this space, and Clever had really demonstrated that they could do this and had proven that with other implementations. I think that's first and foremost for us. We also felt like Clever had responded really well to all of our technical and functional requirements, including the use of portable phones, being the Sonum Android phone. We were very excited about the opportunity to hand our dispatchers, field supervisors, and road supervisors those kind of devices, which would be much easier than the land mobile radio devices they have today.
That's great. And so, what type of other limitations did you see with your land mobile radio besides the handheld devices for your supervisors that you were trying to solve with Celrado?
Sure, thanks, Sarah. I'd say the main one was voice quality. With land mobile radio, we had quality issues depending on the weather, depending on interference, other radio tower issues with one tower going out and having gaps in our coverage. So between having a Verizon cellular network and Celrado, we had amazing voice quality. Dispatchers even remarked, "I can hear the turn signals in the buses."
That's great. That's pretty outstanding that you were able to get that type of voice quality out of a transportation communication system.
Absolutely.
Is Celrado your only communication source, or do you have a land mobile radio as a fallback?
Celrado is our one and only. We feel very confident in the Clever solution. So confident that we actually do not have a failover solution. We use Celrado over Verizon's private network, and we believe that it's a fantastic solution for us that's going to last long term with no need to have any failover.
That's great. And so Celrado sounds like it's working out great for community transit. Could you describe a little bit of what your experience was like working with the Clever Devices team?
Sure. I always felt like Clever and all the folks we had at Clever were very solutions focused. If problems arose during the project, they were immediately handled all the way from the top down. We had access to engineers, project managers, executives, anybody that could help solve our problem. In fact, when COVID hit, we needed another dispatch center set up really quickly. And Tom from Clever was great at expediting that and getting that to us immediately.
That's great. It sounds like we've kind of developed a partnership with Community Transit to make sure that whatever you need, we can help you solve.
Yes, Sarah, it is a partnership, and it's actually very refreshing in this day and age to have a transit technology partner that is so responsive, focused on how we can both maximize the relationship. There's a lot of mutuality and respect, and we feel that at Community Transit.
That sounds great. You mentioned a lot about partnerships. Could you go into a little bit about who the key players were in this project?
Absolutely, and I definitely want to give credit to quite a few people on both sides. Clever took the primary role and actually managed our CAD vendor during this integration, which was fantastic for us, as we had one point of contact as it related to integration changes. We had access, as I mentioned earlier, to Peter, our engineer, and Phil, another engineer, and Elise and Christian, our project managers on the Clever side, as well as Tom, who was always there in need of escalation. On our side, we had just some fantastic people involved. We had a consultant that works with us pretty regularly, but the key players were really what we call the technology application administrators, Richard Staub, and on the transit technology side, we had Ellie, who was our project manager, and Jay, who's the program manager, and we had several folks on the network engineering side as well. So it was a really good, solid team of people that worked seamlessly together, day and night, sometimes, to get this done.
That sounds like it had a lot of great people involved in this project.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Dee. I had a great time speaking with you today about Celrado.
It was my pleasure, Sarah. Thank you, and thanks to the whole Clever team for everything you have done for us, and we just love our new system.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.